Hey guys, so we're going to be starting the part 1 continuation of week 5 into week 6, which is now. We actually started week 6 yesterday by feeding the sourdough starters as we did in week 5 by adding the 1/6 cup of water and 1/4 cup of the respective flours. But we're going to do something a little different with that today. But first what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Keffer microbes that we have been incubating for about a week. Now, these microbes were added onto the agar place last week, and so they've been incubating in a dark, no lighted place for about a week. And so I'm really excited to see how exactly those microbes turned out. I'm going to take some pictures, and in the next video I'm going to show you what they exactly look like. And so I'm super excited to see what those microbes look like. And if you like this video, please give it a like and comment what do you think the microbes are going to look like. So guys, these are the 3 plates, and wow, have they grown. I didn't think there's going to be this much growth, but as you can see here, I'm going to move from E to M to T, like EMT, emergency medical training. And so as you can see with this E right here, it's actually grown a lot. And so there's actually no free space for me to see anything. And so I'll be, let's see here, right here. See the bacteriums. And then we're going to move on to M, and M was a little less, but it grew pretty well as well. And if you can see here, you see the individual colonies, and this is the T. This one had the least amount of growth. I don't really know what they are as of right now, but they did have some excellent growth, and so we definitely get some nice samples with the transfer to new agar places we're about to do in this week's lab. And so moving on to the next step of transferring them to new agar plates. So guys, as you can see here, what I did is I took a total of 9 new agar plates, and for each letter, E, M, and T, I made 3 plates, out of which I divided each plate into 6 sections, 1 through 6, 7 through 12, 13 through 18, and I wrote the date for each one as well as the letter at the top. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plate these in the procedure following, but I just wanted to show you guys how the 9 plates look like for 3 different Keffer microbes, namely E, M, and then T. So moving on to the next step. Okay guys, so now what I'm going to do is I've taken this sterile toothpick out from this box right here, and so this has already been autoclaved, and so they're really sterile. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our little microbe, spot it, yeah. Make sure we get some nice specimens. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in a go from outside in, streak it in a zigzag kind of motion, if you know what I mean. And so we should get some bacterial growth next time. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repeat this 18 times, 6 times per plate for each microbe. So a total of 54 plate streakings. And so I don't want to bore you with this, and so I'm gonna do a time lapse of all of them. And so here's the time lapse of streaking the rest of the 53 times.
Don't know what you seen in me, girl. You was my all, you believed in me, girl. First day we spent was no real to me, girl. Next time I promise to give you the world. Diamonds be shining, you dripping in pearls. Girl, I ain't lying, you know you my world. Girl, I can't pass up on my love. Addicted to you like a drug. Hoping that this is enough. Running to you, you the one. Running to you, you the one. Pulling up and you know I'm swerving. Bad bitch pushing on curving. Run it up like a nigga earning. Gotta check, now a nigga smurfing. Pull up in a rose, now she wanna roll. Everybody talking but they coming to the shows. Pull up in a rose, now she wanna roll. Everybody talking but they coming to the shows. Pulling up and you know I'm swerving. Bad bitch pushing on curving.
Alright guys, so now what I've done is I've accurately plated all 54 of the sections. And this is the T section, the M section, the E section. As you can see in the original colony plates, I took various portions of each one so that we could have an accurate representation of the Keffer microbes. And so what I'm going to do now is the 3 new ones with the 18 sections for the T, 18 sections for M, and 18 sections for E, I'm going to put them together in a bag and keep them in the same shoebox that I kept the original parent colonies for E, M, and T. And I'm going to keep them there for about a week with no sunlight, pretty, normal humid air, not humid air, but the humidity is normal room temperature. And let them grow for about a week, and I'll check them out next week. As for the parents, I'm not going to throw them away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the E, M, and T parent plates, and I'm going to put them closed up in a Ziploc bag in the refrigerator, so that if the experiment does not work, I always have the parent colonies to work with the next time I check them out. And so this, I'm going to show you what it looks like when they're all bundled up and ready to be put in the fridge / the shoebox itself. Alright guys, and so now these are ready to be put in the shoebox. This will go in the shoebox and this will be going in the fridge. And what we'll do is we'll check these guys out next week, and if it doesn't work, we'll use these guys to make new Keffer Microbe plates. Hey guys, so I just finished part 1 of the Keffer Microbes lab, and now they're sitting in the shoebox that I put them in last time, so that they don't have any sunlight and they're at room temperature and normal humidity, for room temperature. And so I'm continuing on to the second part of the lab, which is a sourdough starter. Now yesterday I fed them as normal as I did in week 5, however today's special. This is Tuesday, September 29th, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark the volume of however much sourdough starter I have. I'm going to split into 4 sections, and about a fourth is where I'm going to mark it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss everything out except for that 1/4 section, and what I'm going to do to that 1/4 I'm going to double feed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of feeding it a 1/6 cup of water and a 1/4 cup of flour, I'm going to feed it a 1/2 cup of flour and 2/3 or 2/6 or 1/3 cup of water. And so we'll see what happens, and I'll take you through the steps of how I do that.